I've been asked by students why we do this. And so today I'd like to talk about memory and poetry. Poetry is over 5,000 years old and predates urban civilization. It began and lasted because fundamentally, poetry is what it is to be alive. Fear, hatred, rage, understanding, love, hardship, uncertainty, and triumph. Poetry is about what it means to be human. It is song, not meant to be read silently and alone, but instead to be shared. And originally, poetry was only heard. Poetry predates writing, and for thousands of years, it was spoken and sung by word of mouth, passed down generation to generation. Parents would sing the tales and verses to their children, and their children would learn by heart the lessons and histories of their culture. Imagine committing Homer's Iliad to memory, all 15,693 lines, or committing the 12,000 lines of Gilgamesh to memory 1,000 years before writing was invented. Poetry thrived because of memory, and memory perhaps thrived because of poetry. 100 years ago, students like you would commit hundreds and sometimes even thousands of lines of poetry to memory. Doing so, they would carry the wisdom of generations with them for the rest of their lives. It was who they were, aiding their decisions, serving as a moral compass, guiding their actions. It was humanizing. You are living during the death of memory. No longer do we carry the wisdom of the ages in our mind, but instead, you carry it in your hands. No longer do we have to think or know, and you are weaker for it. 10 years ago, students began asking me, what does a 7 out of 10 equal? 5 years ago, a student didn't know how to call her own mother because the number was in her iPhone and she didn't have it with her. 3 years ago, during our cadence activity, 2 students asked me to help them spell their middle names. And one student knew he had a middle name, but didn't know what it was. There is too much lost in our world when we stop carrying wisdom in our minds because we mistakenly believe that we carry wisdom here. And it is that. When we stop storing things in here and in here, what happens here? Today's activity is a celebration of what it means to be human and what it means to still think and feel and know for ourselves. This year's class, all of you, did a wonderful job, and I was incredibly proud of each and every class. You gave your time and you gave your heart to overcome your fear, your worries, your insecurities, and you did wonderfully. This year's contestants gave a little something more. You all know how difficult this process is. You know the fear, you know the rush of adrenaline, you know the rush of excitement. Be a good audience to them. I ask that you respect the courage of Miley, Emma, Jace, Cece, Maggie, Bryn, Jeanette, and Alexander. Give them your respect, your attention, and your appreciation. Let's begin. Thank you.